The light begins to fade on a Sunday afternoon. The gentle rhythm of the weekend, with its brief illusion of freedom and unstructured time, starts to recede, and in its place, a familiar, unwelcome guest arrives. It's a quiet tension at first, a subtle shift in the atmosphere. Then it grows into a palpable sense of unease, a low-grade hum of anxiety, a wave of melancholy that can sometimes crest into outright dread. We have a name for this feeling. We call it the Sunday Scaries. We treat it with memes, with jokes about Monday morning, as if it were just a simple universal hangover from the weekend's fun. But what if this feeling is not a trivial complaint? What if it is one of the most profound and important psychological signals our modern lives can give us? Welcome to Existential Psychology Insights. If you are someone who believes that our anxieties are not just problems to be medicated away, but messages to be deciphered, I invite you to subscribe and join our inquiry. Today we will make a bold claim. The Sunday Scaries are almost never about Monday. Monday is merely the symbol, the trigger. The dread you feel on Sunday evening is, at its core, existential dread. It is the recurring, painful confrontation with a life, a routine, and a sense of self that feels fundamentally inauthentic or devoid of meaning. It is the grief that arises from the imminent death of your weekend self. Consider the structure of our lives. For many, the work week is a highly structured, demanding, and often compromising affair. We adopt a persona: the efficient employee, the agreeable colleague, the focused professional. We perform tasks that may or may not align with our deepest values. We suppress parts of ourselves to fit in, to succeed, to simply get by. Our time is not our own. It is dictated by clocks, deadlines, and the expectations of others. We are, in a sense, acting in a long and repetitive play. Then, the weekend arrives. It represents a brief moment of parole from this structure. For 2 short days, the script is gone. We are given back a measure of our freedom, a space to reconnect with what we might call our more authentic self. We engage in hobbies we are passionate about. We spend unstructured time with people we genuinely love. We get to be more spontaneous, more playful, more ourselves. The Sunday Scaries are the emotional and psychological toll of anticipating the end of this authenticity. It is the dread of having to put the mask back on. The person you were on Saturday afternoon, relaxed, engaged, pursuing your own interests, must be packed away, and the persona for Monday morning must be prepared. That sinking feeling is the sound of the existential prison door clanging shut. You are not dreading the tasks of Monday. You are dreading the loss of yourself. From an existential perspective, the weekend often acts as a mirror. The lack of structure, the quiet moments, force us to confront the existential questions that our weekday busyness so effectively helps us to avoid. Questions like, am I happy with the direction my life is heading? Is this job, this career, truly fulfilling? Am I using my limited time on this earth in a way that feels meaningful to me? During the week, we are too busy running on the treadmill of routine to even notice the scenery. We are focused on the next step, the next task, the next deadline. But on Sunday evening, the treadmill slows to a stop. We are forced to look around, and we may not like what we see. We see another week stretching before us, a week that may feel like a betrayal of our potential, a sacrifice of our vitality for the sake of security or obligation. The anxiety is a protest from our deeper self, a cry against a life that feels like a quiet desperation, as Thoreau put it. A core tenet of existential psychology, particularly from thinkers like Viktor Frankl, is that a primary human drive is the will to meaning. We can endure immense hardship if we believe that our suffering has a purpose. Work, which consumes the largest portion of our waking lives, has the potential to be a profound source of this meaning. It can be a place of creativity, contribution, personal growth, and social connection. However, when work is stripped of these qualities, when it becomes a meaningless, repetitive, and soul-crushing routine that offers nothing more than a paycheck, it becomes a source of existential dread. We feel our life force, our precious, finite time being drained away in service of something we don't believe in. The Sunday Scaries in this context are the recurring awareness that we are trading our one and only life for something that does not nourish our soul. So what is the path forward? It is not to simply find better ways to cope with Sunday nights, to distract ourselves more effectively until we fall asleep. The existential approach demands courage. It demands that we listen to our anxiety. We must honor that dread not as a weakness, but as a wise, albeit painful, messenger. It is telling us that something is fundamentally misaligned in our lives. The first step is to ask the difficult questions. What is this feeling really about? Is it my job? Is it a lack of creative expression? Is it the people I'm forced to interact with? Is it the feeling that my potential is being wasted? This honest inquiry, without judgment, is the beginning of reclaiming your agency. The next step is to begin, even in the smallest of ways, to inject meaning and authenticity back into your life. This doesn't necessarily mean quitting your job tomorrow. It can mean finding a purpose project outside of work that you are deeply passionate about. It can mean identifying your core values and finding small ways to honor them within your current job. It can mean setting boundaries to protect your time and energy. It means actively planning and scheduling activities that nourish your authentic self, not just during the weekend, but weaving them into the fabric of your week. Ultimately, the goal is to build a life that you don't feel the desperate need to escape from. The aim is to bridge the gap between your weekend self and your weekday self, so that you can live as one whole, authentic person. When your daily routine is infused with a sense of purpose, when your work feels like a meaningful contribution, when your life aligns with your deepest values, the dread of Sunday evening begins to lose its power. It is replaced not by a naive excitement for Monday, but by a calm, steady acceptance of the rhythm of life, secure in the knowledge that you are living it every day on your own terms.